This always happens. It happens every time a team with big diaspora makes a World Cup or a big tournament. Ghana have reached the FIFA World Cup despite not making the AFCON for the first time since 2004. All of a sudden, everyone's eating jollof again and saying, actually, I feel quite Ghanaian now. Can I play in the World Cup? How many times have we talked about the likes of Eddie Nketiah and Callum Hudson-Odoi and what they could do to strengthen this Ghana team? Now, before we talk about those two guys, because that's what we're here to talk about today, let's just credit the likes of Tariq Lamptey, who came to Ghana as soon as they could. The likes of Semenyo, never an interest in playing for England. If Semenyo was available for England, he'd definitely be in the England squad right now. These are the guys that deserve full credit. Inaki Williams, played a game for Spain and kind of came for the Qatar World Cup, but still he's here now. But Ghana still have Jordan Ayew leading the line. Now, you've got to think about the balance here. Would you rather have the best chance of winning a game, the best chance of going further in World Cups, or are the morals and the respect of the nation more important? Because, let's be fair, Nketiah, who is probably the under-21 England top scorer ever, he scored so many goals for them, and he's been in an England main team squad, and Hudson-Odoi, who played and started for England before he started the Premier League game for Chelsea. They would make Ghana's squad better. In fact, they'd probably make Ghana's starting 11 better, especially the number 9 position. I think Semenyo and Kudus will have the wings wrapped up regardless, and deservedly so. But certainly Nketiah up front, it's got to be an upgrade on Jordan Ayew. Andre Ayew's just about gone out of the picture after his shenanigans in the last AFCON that pretty much got Ghana knocked out, in my opinion. Jordan as captain, are you really going to tell him the armband's coming off you and Nketiah has decided to be Ghanaian? The GFA have a decision to make here. They cannot come out the group stage of the World Cup again, especially in this new format, when it's far easier to go to the knockout stages. Even finishing third could be enough for a knockout stage berth. Are you going to accept Nketiah? If Nketiah said, I want to play for Ghana right now, are you going to tell him, yes, get involved, we want the best chance of winning games, we want the best chance of winning the World Cup? Or are you going to tell him, no, the boys that got us here, and Ghana, I think, used well over 50 names in the whole qualifying campaign for the World Cup in the last couple of years or so. Are you going to let them be the ones that get the chance to play the World Cup? Obviously, the problem with Ghana is they haven't got the AFCON, so they can't even test these guys out. Ghana are only going to have friendlies. From now until the World Cup, they're only going to have friendlies. There's not going to be qualifiers. There's not going to be Africa Cup of Nations. There's no competitive football. They're going to spend the next 8 months working out who they're taking to North America. Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi are huge upgrades in that squad, but they refuse to put on the Black Stars shirt prior to Ghana qualifying for FIFA World Cup 2026. So it's a bit of a moral dilemma. Controversial. I've always said it for Algeria, I want their best players. I want the best chance of winning. We get players all the time rocking up when tournaments come around. Lucas Zidane, Andy Delors, Houssem Aouar. These boys have come out of nowhere who had no interest previously, but when the tournaments come around, they want to play for Algeria. It's the same with Ghana. I suspect if a team like Jamaica made the World Cup, you'd get all the English-borns wanting to play for Jamaica. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. It might be a controversial hot take, but if I'm Ghanaian, I want the best players. I'd rather beat USA and Mexico and Canada 3-0 with Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi scoring than losing 3-0 and saying, well, actually, it doesn't matter because we used the boys that got us here. So I think one day FIFA are going to look at this. Algeria are a big reason why rules have changed. 20 years ago, if you played for a nation at under 21 level, you couldn't switch. Algeria have made the rule change. Now you can even play 3 games for a main national team before the age of 21, I think, and still switch. It's ever changing. I think they need to do something. Obviously, Nketiah has literally played England under 21s all his life. Hudson-Odoi started for England before he started in the Premier League. But when they tail off, is it a disrespect to the nation? That's the bit that I think would bug people. Is it disrespect to Ghana for Hudson-Odoi or Nketiah to view them as a second choice? It's an interesting dilemma. I think the GFA have a decision to make because they do not want to set a precedent. If they let Nketiah in now, there's going to be some backlash, particularly at the beginning. And if Ghana were to lose a World Cup game with Nketiah missing a big chance, it's going to backfire massively. At the same time, do you want Jordan Ayew leading the line again? How many times have we seen Jordan Ayew lead a line and Ghana not win anything? So I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but I would say this. Look, they're Ghanaian men, there's no doubt about it. Yes, they may have been brought up in the UK, they're Ghanaian men. They probably love Ghanaian culture, probably been to Ghana, been to Accra several times on family trips. There's no disputing that. But it's more sweeter if they come when they're 21, 22, isn't it? And you don't want anyone to feel like your second choice. But we'll see what happens. Are Ghana already going to tell Nketiah you can't come until after the World Cup and Hudson-Odoi? The thing is, the GFA can afford to do that. And the coach can do that as well, Ait-Nouri, because Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi are definitely not going to the World Cup in England's team. Thomas Tuchel's not taking them, so there's no threat, there's no rush. They're not going to suddenly be unavailable after the World Cup. They might let them come to AFCON 2027. We'll have to wait and see. But it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts down below on what do you think is the sort of morally correct thing to do. So let me know your thoughts down below, and who else could Ghana get in their World Cup squad. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.